Hey guys, it's Grant Balfour here, ex-pitcher of the Tampa Bay Rays, Oakland Athletics, Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers, Cincinnati Reds. I just wanted to say you're watching Mattie C's Sports for You and Me podcast. Enjoy the show. Mattie's got a lot of great things to talk about, wide range of sports. Get on there. Hope to see you guys soon on the show. All right, guys. Take care.
On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for Mattie C's Sports for You and Me.
All right, everybody, Mattie C Sports for You and Me. Like to welcome a man here from the 313 from Detroit, Michigan, Basheer Abdur. This guy's a fighter out here in Michigan. He's got mad logos and stuff, mad good stuff going on, beyond average promotions. And is it called B2B?
Yeah. That's what I'm wearing right now is B2B, Bums and Bosses. It's a movement that I'm doing right now too as well.
So you're doing a little TMT, like a Floyd Mayweather type of thing.
Not with this brand. I mean, it's kind of similar, but not exactly the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
more of a movement than a brand. Honestly, it's more of a movement. You know what I mean? It's gonna be big.
I respect that, and it looks pretty dope. All the good apparel and the colors and everything, man. It looks pretty dope.
No doubt, I appreciate it.
But let's get started with this. So, what got you into the boxing game from when you first started to now?
I'm the last of 11 kids from my father and my mother. So I got like 5 brothers. So came born. My father's a fighter as well. He's not only a boxer, but he 4th degree black belt at I forgot the name of the art, but he's a martial artist. You know what I mean? So I came out the womb, bro. I'm the last of 11. I'm jumping into a pack of brothers. And I'm the youngest of them. So I had to fight. I had to fight. And my father taught me how to fight. And then my brother at the time was boxing. He was street boxing. So he got me in, like, man, you got to be the boxer of the family. I guess he didn't know. I guess he didn't take it to another level that he wanted to. So he was like, man, you going to do it. So I was kind of forced in it, honestly. And then I started to love it. Because it was separating me from every other kid. I was running miles at 8 years old. I was eating better than other kids were. I was losing weight. I was in shape. Also, I played football as well. So it was an athletic childhood, but boxing always made me, comfortable the most because it was a venue for me to go and just, tear somebody up. You know what I'm saying? And just get off my anger, get off my emotions, get off my pain, and learn the art. I love boxing. I've been watching old school fighting because I was a shorty. Then when I was coming up, Floyd Mayweather was like the top dude. So at the time, and it was a lot going on. So I fell in love with boxing before I fell in love with anything else, man. And ever since then, I was able to meet a guy that that took my career to another level. And Lord rest his soul right now. He passed away 2 years ago through COVID. But that's what I got
Sorry
in
to
the
hear about
boxing.
that.
Oh no, man, no problem. I got in the boxing like that, man, and shoot. Ever since then, I had a bright journey ever since.
And it seems like you're making a good name for yourself, especially out in the Midwest out there. And kind of like you, except I don't have the boxing background. You could probably hit me with your pinky and I'd be knocked down by now. So like right now, I mean, I got top ranked boxing right next to me. Like I always look to the bright future of boxing and stuff. And I grew up because I'm in the Massachusetts area. We got a ton of fighters coming out of here around the Northeast. So like people like Mickey Ward, Vidi Pazienza, like a bunch of those legends right there.
Yeah, legends.
Yeah, and we got local boxing stuff like CES Boxing comes out of Rhode Island, Connecticut, all that stuff. And I mean, like in your area, what type of organizations are around your area? Like what different promotions come out of around the Michigan area?
I mean, you first off, everybody know about Kronk. You know what I mean? Like you got the legendary Emmanuel Stewart. You got the legendary Kronk, Sugar Hill, Tommy Hearns. Kronk itself has generated so many champions. And Kronk started in Detroit, of course. Mike McCullum. I'm talking about the list go on and on and on. Kronk.
Oh yeah.
And you got as far as recently, Tony Harrison, who is somebody that I've been trained. Tony Harrison's father is my trainer.
Okay.
Was my trainer before he passed. So I grew up around world champions my whole life. I mean, I wasn't the kid that was around just regular boxers. I always was around real champions because I was in the camp of Tony Harrison. So all the champions that was coming in and sparring him and getting him ready for his fights, he's a real champion too, a former world champion. I was sparring them guys, at 15, 16 years old. So I mean, we had some great guys. K9, don't forget about my dude K9. K9 Bundridge. We had some top guys. Come from Detroit, and it's still coming. Still got a lot of dogs coming. I'm one of them, but aside from me, it's a lot of dogs coming from Detroit. That's going to be a household name real soon.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about Tommy the Hitman Hearns. I mean, that's legendary even over here because we had Marvelous Marvin Hagler, who recently just passed away. That was one of the greatest fights of all time, them two together. And Tommy Hitman Hearns is a beast, like Michigan's just a hard-nosed, every boxer's hungry. And just like here in Massachusetts, we got Brockton, we got Springfield, like everywhere around here, everybody's fighting, and I respect the whole game, like that's what I fell in love with too, is just the strategy. And it's not just like a full out fight, like everybody. I mean, let me get your opinion on this question is, when Manny Pacquiao fought Floyd Mayweather, right? So in that case, everybody thought that was going to be a bloodbath, and everybody said, oh, Pacquiao will win this, Mayweather will win this, and it's going to be a bloodbath and battle. But I mean, in your opinion, from a boxing point of view, like I thought it was a good fight. And in your case, what do you think? What do you think of that fight, honestly?
I think it was a good fight. I think it was a chess match. I mean, that's all. Floyd was special enough to be able to take great fighters, especially when he was at his last couple fights, his last 6 fights, last 5 fights. He was able to take great fighters, great action-packed fighters, and turn them into and force them to box, force them to go tit for tat with him and fight how he wants them to fight him. You know what I mean? So he's just blessed to have that type of skill set to be able to go in the ring and to dominate so much that a fighter that's, like Manny Pacquiao, that's, a brawler, somebody that's going to go on. Manny Pacquiao can box too. I'm just saying he naturally a type of dude to go toe for toe. He going to make a dude like him, be forced to box. So I thought it was a great great master, you know what I'm saying, a great class of fighting from Floyd. I thought it was a great, exciting tempo from Manny Pacquiao. Of course, it's not going to live to the hype because everybody was expecting them to fight when they was in their prime. You know, you kind of caught those two legends when they was, you know, a little bit ahead of their prime. But when it's all said and done, man, it was a good fight. It was good for the sport, and I'm glad they made it happen.
Yeah, and I mean, with the future of boxing, I mean, I'm sure you've seen, you know, the Furies and the Lomachenkos. Like, you think them, like, right now, like the pound for pounds? I mean, I agree with Lomachenko going as a tough guy. I mean, to Lopez, I was shocked. Like, you know, like he lost his last fight to kind of someone who you don't expect to beat him. So it's like, do you bring up the hype? Because boxing's coming back in a big way. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, it's like, it's not like where UFC for a point was more on the upside of boxing. Now boxing's coming back in a big way. And so my thing is, like, do you think that, you know, it's only getting better from here, or is it, you know, is it still like trying to gain some more respect than it has had in the past?
So your question is, do you think boxing get better?
Yes.
Man, boxing is always gonna be boxing, bro. It's never gonna be like the '80s. It's never gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, you know, Ronnie Lau and Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson era and Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns. Never gonna be like that. Sugar Ray Leonard. It's never gonna be like that again. Simply because right now it's too much money involved. It's too much business involved that most people not gonna want to fight those fights because it's too much risk involved. It's not enough money. Because every fighter right now got their own campaign. They are their own bosses now. So because of their own bosses, they call their own shots. You know, if it's not gonna bring them a $10 million, $20 million payday, they don't want it. You know what I mean? So do I think boxing is dead? Of course not. Boxing is got a lot of its sleeve. I think it's gonna be around forever. You know, long after I'm over, long after whoever's popping right now is over, because boxing is always gonna be entertaining because it's fighting. But when it comes to will it ever be what it was, I don't think it is, because of the fact what I just said. There's too much business, too much money being made that everybody want their own piece of the pot. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be, I don't want that fight because I ain't getting paid enough, or it's too much risk, or, you know what I'm saying? Politics. But as far as like, is enough talent in boxing to keep it entertaining for the next 20, 30 years? Absolutely, without a doubt.
With it right now, is I'm seeing is, you know, Canelo Alvarez is like the big thing right now, and, you know, in the Furies and all that type of things going on. Like, those guys are the pay-per-views, you know, those. And that's the sad thing about boxing right now, is there should be a lot more pay-per-views going on, just like UFC. I mean, they have one every friggin' 2 weeks or something, or every month, you know.
I hate to cut you off. Bro, but I'm gonna be real with you. UFC not fucking with no boxing. Period. I don't care how many pay-per-views they got, how many stars they got. The only big thing that was popping out of UFC was that it was Conor McGregor probably was the biggest thing out of UFC so far. He was able to cross over sports and go to boxing. But I don't care how many pay-per-view fights they get, I don't care how big it gets, it will never top boxing, because you know why? Boxing is organic, boxing is original, it's number one. UFC just started. The fighters UFC barely get paid as much as boxers got paid of all time. It just more people are American. They like American fighting, and American original fighting is boxing. You know, so we talking about something that went back down. They went back to the 1800s. You know what I mean? We talking about something that got history, not nothing that's somebody made up, you know, and they just put it on TV and see somebody gonna like it. You know, it's a great sport. It's a great fight game. Don't get me wrong. It's feeding people's families. So of course it's doing something great, but I don't see it topping boxing ever. I don't care how many pay-per-views it is. It's not topping boxing.
I honestly love both. I have MMA fighters I talk to a lot, and they're great people. Boxing just as great. I love talking to both. And the great thing about boxing now is in the 90s, it was a lot of the pay-per-view, but that's not even the point. I mean, it's great that boxing is back to the point where you can go on, just like I said, I got boxing on right next to me, Top Rank Boxing on ESPN, and it's not costing a fucking thing. Like, it's not costing me nothing. Just like when Ali fought, just like when Hagler fought, Tyson in his earlier career. This is what is bringing back boxing, because it needs to come back that way where the fans can see this stuff. They're still going to get the money they need by all means. I mean, these guys are still going to fight in Vegas. These guys are still going to fight in Atlantic City. They're going to fight at Madison Square Garden is huge right now for boxing. And the only thing I don't agree with boxing is there's been a lot of trouble with the judging of matches. And I think it's a real problem in New York. I think it is in California, Nevada. I think guys have had different points cut off. And I mean, what do you think of the judging right now? I mean, there's been a lot of controversy with the judging in different states of boxing.
I mean, I was always trained like this, go out there and fight, leave it up to the judges. That's how we was raised, how we was taught from our coaches. Anybody I know that come from the same cloth as me, we was taught like that. So, I mean, I don't care who the judge. For the longest years I've been fighting, I never knew who my judge was personally. I don't know the person's name. I don't know what race, where they from, I don't know. I barely know how they look. I get in that ring, and my job is to go in there and take it off their hands. Okay, I'm gonna dominate this dude. I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna give him 8. I'm gonna give him standing 8 counts. In the amateurs, I'm gonna give him standing 8 counts. I'm gonna do whatever I can do that way the judge cannot give it to him. I'm the obvious winner. I feel like when you go in there worrying about who the judges is too much, that means you want to leave it up to their hands. You know what I mean? And everybody, human beings, everybody got their own opinion. You know what I mean? So anybody can say you lost, just based off their opinion. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I feel like I never cared about judges, man. Honestly, I never did. Me personally, I never cared about judges. I've always cared about being ready to perform at a high level, to where I'm the obvious winner.
And I think that's one of the best answers I've heard in a while, talking to both boxing and MMA, about don't leave it to the fucking judges. Do what you got to do and just take care of business.
Dominate, always dominate. Because, like I said, I don't want to leave it to nobody's opinion. It's not facts. Like facts is real, and everything else is subjective, and subjective is nothing but opinion. So if I leave it up to you, you can be like, I think other dude won because he was doing this better, or he was doing. But like I was clearly landing this, landing that, doing this, doing that. No, but I think so by putting that inch of amount of doubt in the air, to me, that's your mistake. You know what I mean? And and then if you end up getting the shorter end of the stick, I don't blame it on the judge. I blame it on myself. You know what I mean? For not doing what I had to do. So that's my mentality as a fighter.
So for what's going on now with you, is it with the boxing game for you right now? Are you more focused on your next fight? I mean, you're a Golden Gloves winner, correct?
No. So that was a couple of years ago. Ago.
Okay.
Yeah, the Golden Gloves thing. So I was for those of you who don't know, who everyone watched this episode. So I was challenging with the the USA Boxing Committee about my beard. For me wanting to shave my beard, I was like 18 at the time, 18, 19 at the time.
Yeah, that goes to my next question for everybody.
Yeah, I was trying to compete for the Golden Gloves, and they told me I couldn't fight because of my beard, so I fought for that, and I won legally on that. I changed the rule book and all that. So anybody who can fight with their beard, if it's a religious reason, they're good. So I after that I got injured. After I got injured, it was COVID, and then after COVID, my coach passed, and now we're here. So my next fight is I'm going pro. So my next fight is pro debut, man. And over the last year, I can be honest with you. Last year, I've been involved with, and we know little businesses and things like that. To get my mind off of some things. But now I'm back amped up, and I'm ready to go back and get in that ring and do damage.
Now, where can we find you at your pro debut for those who want to see you, because this will go out everywhere, man. So everybody in Michigan can know where you're fighting first, and you throw some damage out there.
I want to fight at home. I want to fight in Detroit. I mean, my dream was always to fight at the Dearborn Ford Community Performance Arts Center. That was always been my dream. Since I was an amateur, since I was a kid, always a fighter. I graduated high school in there, so I always wanted to go there and fight. But I'm not about to let that stop me. So right now I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm out here training right now. So shit, man. If whatever works, man. And the coach I work with out here, he's more of a guy that's going to take me to Mexico and get some fights under my belt.
Okay.
And then come on back here to to the States and then fight. So I mean, I got opportunities everywhere, bro. I got opportunities in Michigan. I got opportunities in Atlanta. I got opportunities in Arizona, in Mexico. So all I got to do right now is just get locked in and be ready for whoever come my way. And that's the motive right now going forward.
Now you want to go Northeast?
I've been Northeast, bro. I've been to Philly. I've been to New York. Cause when I was in Detroit training with Tony and Harrison and the guys in the Super Bad Academy team, I'm one of the regional guys over there. Last summer I believe we took a little travel tour to Philly with Jerron Ennis. I don't know if you heard about the young boy Jerron Ennis. We was in there. We was in his gym. So I'm familiar with New York, Philly, Buffalo area. I'm familiar with all that, man. I done fought over there, been over there before, so. I'm hip to that. You know what I'm saying? So if I get one over there too, I'm with it. Think about me, but I ain't never ducked the dives, no opponent. I never ducked the dives, no city. I'm always let to put on a show. The thing about me was always to be able to make sure everything made sense, and that's all that matters to me. I'm not just gonna hop on anything because it look good. I'm gonna make sure it makes sense for me, and then on top of that, I'm gonna make sure that I can sell out a crowd in that state. You know what I mean? And I find ways to make that happen. I know I'm going to win. So I'm not worrying about winning. I'm worrying about everything that comes along with winning too. So as a pro boxing, it's a lot of business that go into this, to every fight.
Absolutely. And the thing that I respect what you said with, you had the injury during the COVID era, it was hard to get shit going too.
Yeah.
Now, there's some guys that would come out and be like, okay, I got a cracked rib. But because of the promotion, like say they go to Top Rank, say they go to a promotion up where you are in Michigan, and they're fighting with a cracked rib. Like, I'm sure in your case, you would be like, nah, fuck that. I ain't fighting in a cracked rib, even though it could get me somewhere higher than I want to be.
Yeah. You gotta think about this though. Like, see, with me, it's like I was always my coach. Rest his soul, is a great man. He was an OG in the game. He been boxing, been in that field. His father was Henry Hank. So they'll come from a line of boxers that they come from a line of experience and knowing the game so well. He was a pro boxer as well. And so I was raised around a lot of game, a lot of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really raised around nobody that was a coach that was trying to fight, even if it made sense or not. Go fight because, you a dog. No, the crew that I hung around and I was raised up around was people that was smart and thought about what made sense first. Okay, we know you can fight. We know you're a good fighter, but do this fight make sense? Are you ready? Are you 100% on your game? If you're not, and you're not in shape, regardless of what they're going to offer you, you got to make sure you're ready because all it takes is one punch, man. If you're not ready, if you're not there mentally, you can harm your life. At the end of the day, when boxing all said and done, you want to be able to enjoy your life with your kids, your family, and you want to have your senses. You know what I'm saying? So it was all about making sure you're ready and prepared for what you're going into, instead of letting somebody push you in there. And that's what a lot of these promoters will do. If they feel like they need some money out of you, they feel like they need they need you to move on their time, they're gonna make sure that all right, come on, let's do it, let's fight. And whether you're ready or not, they basically demand you to be ready. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. But if a person is injured,
absolutely.
If a person is injured, if a fighter's injured and he's not 100%, I wouldn't want to go up in there. Like if I was not 100%, I don't half-ass boxing. Like one thing I do not do, I don't tell myself like, yeah, I got the skills, I can go in there, I don't got to be in shape. No, I've trained like I'm nobody. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm in that ring, it's time to fight. I know I ran the miles I got to run. I did the sit-ups I had to do. I did the countless amount of watching sparring, watching film of other fighters. I ate right. I slept right. I cut off all of the stress. I mean, like this, it's a soldier mentality. You know what I'm saying? I put myself in before every fight. So I think, anybody who get a rush to fight, and that's, to each his own. But as far as me, ain't nobody rushing me to do shit. That's how I feel.
I respect that, man. So you got the right answers for a true boxer, man. For real. You got the true answers, man.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
Tell me about Beyond Average Promotions and B2B.
Okay, Beyond Average Promotions is something I started up since I was a kid. I always told everybody I looked at, everybody I counter myself with, I'm beyond average. I ain't the average young dude. I ain't the average kid. I ain't the average fighter. I ain't the average person. So I made that a brand. I made that LLC. And, one day I probably, I see myself promoting fighters because I feel like, my life took me around a lot of popular, network. I network with a lot of important figures. So I know one day I know what a fighter needs to be able to perform at a high level. I've been around it so much, so I know what they need. So one day I'll be able to promote fighters. But as of right now, I'm just promoting myself. So every fight I got, I make sure Beyond Average Promotions is going to be, on the card. And then as far as B2B, this is a brand I just started. And this brand is basically Bums to Bosses. And what that particularly means is somebody started from less fortunate, somebody started from nothing. You mean like you had a goal to do this podcast thing and you was tired, you was fed up with not doing what you wanted to do, you made it happen, you made the logo, you made a brand, and you just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna find somebody to talk to, we're gonna talk boxing, we're gonna talk MMA, and now you got your own platform, your own YouTube channel. To me, you a bum to a boss. It don't matter what you came from, you overcame doing this show right here. To me, you a bum to a boss because you didn't let your current surroundings make you. You made your surroundings. So anybody that comes from less fortunate, comes from anywhere where they start with an idea and go out and do it and go out and accomplish that idea and make it a reality. To me, you a bum to a boss, and anybody that's doing that, I want to be able to connect and network with everybody that's doing that. Rapper, artist, athlete, stock marketer, trader, investor, real estate, whoever, anybody who started from here and made it to here and is in that route of going up to the top or going up to where they want to go. To me, you're a bum to a boss. I feel like everybody can relate somehow, some way, and once we can't relate, we can definitely be inspired by somebody. So I want to reach out to every influencer and basically somehow, some way connect on business and try to make sure they can, their story get heard across the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do, with you right now. Like I told you, like all I had to do, you liked one thing about a boxing post I had, and I said, all right, so I'll talk to this boxer from Detroit, Michigan, and I'll say, hey, like that's what people are scared of. Like if you're scared to fucking come to somebody and say, I don't know if you know who Darren McCarty is. He was an enforcer for the Detroit Red Wings. He was an enforcer for the Detroit Red Wings, won 4 Stanley Cups, and he's a fighter, great guy. But like, if I didn't just step up and say, hey, like, yeah, I want to interview you, either you can get the no or the yes. I fortunately got the yes. You get, like you said, you got a B2B, like, you could be somebody that's like, all right, I give up on this podcast and shit. I can't get who I get. Fuck that. But from start of COVID to now, I'm still here. You know that,
Yeah.
and I respect what you say, B2B. I like that. I like that mentality. So,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we're gonna have a link on the bottom of this stuff, and I appreciate it. And like I said in the beginning, before we even got on the show, we gotta get that hat on this show because I'm a hat person. So
No
it's
doubt.
gotta get on there.
No doubt.
So my last question to you is, what do you want to do from here? Do you want to, you know, besides boxing, what's your future goals for yourself? Also, when you do have a victory, what's going to be a victory meal?
That's a good question. Now, aside from boxing, what I want to do, let's start there first. Aside from boxing, I'm a business guy, bro. Like, I'm an entrepreneur. I always venture out in businesses. So I got 3 businesses we speak right now. I got a chicken wing spot in Detroit.
What? Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get one out in Arizona right now. I'm working on that now. I got a car dealership, used car dealership, and I also have a hookah bar coming open soon. It don't make me or break me. There's some shit I just thought about. I put money behind it and go forward and make it a reality. It's all come from my mind. Whatever my mind want to do, I make it. I write it down, make it a reality, and go after it. So I'm a real entrepreneur, for real. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of whatever happened in my career, I'm always gonna be up. I'm always gonna be straight because I'm just a hustler. I come from Detroit, Michigan. I ain't have a silver spoon in my mouth when I was born, so I know for sure, and I know 2 things for sure, that I will always be in a good position because my mentality always been about business. Even boxing, always been about business. So, aside from boxing, man, I got some things. I got some things coming up. Like, I'm writing a book right now. That's gonna release when I'm probably like 24. I ain't gonna release it right now. I'll probably release it when I'm 24. You know, I got a lot, bro. I got a lot up my sleeve. You just gotta just stay tuned. You know, from a 5-year radius from now. I mean, from now and before, when I was 5 years ago, I was let's see, 20, 19, 18, 17. I was 17. I was 17. I was either 17 or 18. So from there to now, I accomplished every goal I wanted to accomplish, aside from going pro. As far as businesses, as far as
Sorry, you paused for a second. Sorry, man.
I could be off. I could be off a couple of years, but I'm going to be something in business, regardless, outside of boxing. You know what I'm saying? But we know when it comes to boxing, this year for sure, I want at least 2 fights. Just to knock the cobwebs off, and then knock the rust off, and then next year probably go crazy with 4 or 5. I got that ability to be able to fight that many times a year because I'm just I got some good people around me that can make that happen. And then going back to what you said about the fight meal, I can't really tell you because like right now I'm not 100% in camp, so I'm not really starving for food that I really want to eat. But I can tell you a story before when I was an amateur. I mean, we used to had this all the time because I fought so often. I couldn't eat nothing. So I used to crave burgers and I used to crave stuff I never really eat. Like my diet on a regular basis, I don't eat burgers. You know what I'm saying? And I gained a little weight. Like I ain't in fight weight right now, but I gained a little weight, but I still don't eat burgers. All I eat is probably salmon and seafood, things like that, but I eat a big portion of it. But I don't really eat like burgers and chicken wings and fries and all that crazy shit on a regular anyway. But some reason when I'm training and I cut all that off, I want to eat all the cakes. I want to eat all the pies. I want to eat Thanksgiving dinners kind of shit. I just want to go crazy. But as a fight get closer and I actually go and weigh in, after the weigh in, I probably eat a little meal that I've been eating. And I always like that. I never really go get the meal that I've been craving because half of the time it's just all illusion, man. It's not even real life. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's another thing too. As a fighter, man, I hate getting back in shape, bro, because it's so hard to get back in shape. So
everybody I've interviewed that's a boxer or MMA guy always says the same thing. I
Yeah,
fucking hate
yeah.
making weight and doing all that shit.
Man, you know it's crazy as us athletes, and we curse and we blessed. We blessed to be able to train hard and be able to lose the weight quick, but we curse because all that training that we do, our appetite becomes so big, and because of that, we become a fat ass. Honestly, so that's why most athletes after their career they go get fat and gain weight because you still got that appetite, but we just not active. So as a fighter, you always want to stay active. So you always want to put yourself at a weight guideline that you want to pass and oversee. But for me, I think as far as, this chapter of my career, I know for sure that I'm going to always be on my diet the whole year round. I just add when it comes to fights because I want to be able to fight a month apart from fights. I don't want to get out of shape and then have to get back in shape. That just it fucks up a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Basheer, I really appreciate you joining the show, man. And you are a true boxing person and entrepreneur for sure, man. Holy shit. You don't even need boxing. So I wish you nothing but luck with your pro career. I hope you get that W.
Thank you.
I hope you tell me when you do. And tell everybody how they can follow you or in anything like that.
If you're on Instagram, follow me at Basheer, BASHEER ABDURRR. So that's on Instagram. So it's Basheer Abdur with 3 R's. Mm-hmm. And then on Twitter, Basheer Abdur, regular with 1 R. And that's it. As far as my business pages, follow BA Auto Sales, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow B2B, Bump the Bosses, Beyond Average Promotions. It's going up. But then if you're on YouTube, you can search at my name as well. I got a whole channel on there where I be fighting and showing this, showing that. So you can go watch me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I'm a little bit of everything. Just keep your eyes open, man, and you're going to start seeing something real soon.
Yup, and we're going to put all those links on my show. We'll put them on all that shit. And we'll get you promoted on my end. But again, thank you for coming on the show, man. And nothing but luck in all your things you do. You got a million things. So, I mean, next I'm going to hear you made a skyscraper in Miami, for Christ's sake.
Appreciate you, man. You got to stay busy, man. I hate being bored, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you again.
No doubt, man. No doubt. I mean, I love to come on the show again and talk more. I love to have it.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it. Much respect to you, man. Thank you for coming on.
All right, no doubt, brother.
Thanks for watching Mattie Sees Sports for you and me. Make sure to follow Matty Cameron on Twitter at MattCameron23 or follow him on Instagram at MattieC23 or subscribe to his YouTube channel, Mattie Sees Sports for you and me. Once again, thanks for watching.